just want to show you real quick how strong the wind actually happened to be. I believe this came off of the building in front of me. I believe this is the Farrell Calhoun Paint Company. This came off of the building. Look, this is dangerous stuff. Look, when they say turn around, don't drown, that's serious.
Let me tell you, this is definitely going to be a game changer in that next trial for Timothy Harrington. His first trial, the man accused of killing Jimmy J. Lee, his first trial ended in a mistrial. His attorneys pushed that the investigators never found Jimmy J. Lee's body. Well, we do know that the victim, who sadly lost their life, is about 15 to 16 years of age. The suspect, we also learned from the Memphis Police Department, is possibly a teenager as well. Now, well, you know, we've seen state troopers as well as police officers driving through Highway 64 this morning, but this is the first time I've seen one with the emergency lights on. We in Memphis, what you know about me, it's your boy JP and his homie CC. Let's get a look at your weekend weather with Fox 13 meteorologist Chelsea Chandler.
All right, let's talk about what's going on.
7:02 is the time. Fox 13 is staying on top of court appearances for the men accused in young adults' murder. Hernandez Govan is expected to be in court Wednesday. Govan is accused of being one of the organizers behind young Dolph's murder. All right, 8:02 is the time. New this morning, Fox 13 is working to get information about a crash on the interstate. This is a look at I-240 at Perkins earlier this morning. Memphis police say they got a call about this around 2 this morning. You can see a lot of Memphis police cars as well as an ambulance on the scene. And this is a look at another angle on I-240 east of Getwell. You can see the crash backed traffic up for miles.
This is breaking news.
All right, folks, we are following some sad breaking news this morning. A breaking news update to a story we first brought to you at the top of this newscast. 4 people are dead in 2 separate fires in Memphis. Memphis Fire told Fox 13 they got a call to the 800 block of Alita Avenue just around 3 this morning. 2 men died in that fire, and a call to the 5000 block of Yale Road just after 4 this morning, where a man and a woman died there. There is a shortage of black doctors in America. A little less than 6% of doctors identify as black, compared to 14% of the U.S. population. It's a problem dating back generations. Today, as Fox 13 celebrates Black History Month, we're highlighting a doctor here in Memphis who worked to change that more than 100 years ago. Police say a man in a pickup truck drove onto Bourbon Street and plowed through a crowd of people, then shot 2 police officers before he himself getting killed during an exchange of gunfire with those officers. Now, here's a live look at Bourbon Street. This is Bourbon and Iberville. Right now, Louisiana State Police still on the scene, securing that scene. Everything is quiet this morning, unusually for Bourbon Street, because it's always busy. It's always open and only closes once a year. Police say the attack happened just after 3 o'clock this morning, with thousands of people out celebrating the new year. Officers found explosives, an IED, in the man's pickup truck, but they did not detonate it. All right? It did not detonate. The mayor of New Orleans, Latoya Cantrell, says it's a devastating day for the city. Well, we've seen cases like this here in the Mid-South. A man gunned down over loud music at a Kroger in East Memphis. It's a gut-wrenching crime at the hands of someone meant to protect shoppers. Well, Fox 13 will recap this heartbreaking case in just a moment. Good Morning Memphis is following a similar story in Florida.
The president left a lasting impact on the Mid-South.
Yeah, Fox 13's Sheila O'Connor joins us live from Uptown, the area where the former president did a lot of work, helping a lot of families, building dozens of homes in Memphis through Habitat for Humanity and the Carter Work Project. Sheila. Super Bowl is just a few hours away, but before the big game, a Memphis-based organization recruited former NFL players to become educators. The Man Up Teacher Fellowship is an organization inspiring men to begin careers in education. I talked to organizers about how they expect to get a big win at the NFL Players Association job fair that happened over the weekend in New Orleans.
The classroom is an enriching environment where knowledge is the power that generates. Dr. Patrick Washington says he plans to get former football players to understand their days of scoring touchdowns on over.
The NFL is comprised of over almost 80% of their players are men of color, and those men also have their own personal stories about what education did for them and how they, in fact, whether they were, strong academically or not.
Washington, a former football player at Mississippi State, never played a down in the NFL, but he's recruiting former NFL players to become teachers during Super Bowl week in New Orleans. Washington is the founder and CEO of the Man Up Teacher Fellowship.
Our hope and goal is, in the next 5 to 10 years, that each year you'll hear Man Up having fellows in multiple states because the NFL has that kind of reach, and that's what we're going to continue to build upon.
According to the National Center for Education, statistics show 25.7% of America's teachers are men. Washington says the percentage is even lower for black men, standing just below 2%. Greg Favors is a former NFL player who played for the Tennessee Titans, Buffalo Bills, Carolina Panthers, and Jacksonville Jaguars over a span of 8 years. He even made a trip to the Super Bowl himself while a member of the Tennessee Titans. Now Favors is a Man Up Fellow who's using his bachelor's degree in education from Mississippi State.
I was, going to schools, talking to kids, whether it was recreation football or, 12 and under, pickup football, anything like that. Always out in the schools or at the community centers talking to the kids.
Favors says many of the skills he learned on the field, he's applying in the classroom.
For instance, like time management. They understand time management. You need to understand that because you have to be punctual. If your meeting's if you have an 8 o'clock meeting, it's best to be there by 7:45.
Washington says while big tackles, catches, and field goals may be in the past for former NFL players, they can score lasting touchdowns in the classroom.
What are you going to do with the rest of your life? Here's how you can make a difference. And what we found is there's a real attraction for former athletes to start their own charter schools as well.
In Raleigh, Jeremy Pierre, Fox 13 News.